Okay, imagine this. You wake up on a Friday morning, check your phone, and see a weather alert screaming about catastrophic rainfall heading your way. But here's the twist, this isn't a Hollywood disaster movie. It's real life, and it's happening to thousands of people across Ontario this weekend. Now, I know what you're thinking, rain. Big deal. We've all seen drizzle ruin a picnic. But this isn't drizzle. This is the kind of weather event that floods highways, shuts down cities, and makes you question whether your basement is a living space or a future swimming pool. Let me explain why this matters way more than you think, /n/n. First off, let's zoom out. Yes, Ontario's getting hit hard, but why should anyone outside Canada care? Because this isn't just about one province. It's a microcosm of a planet throwing temper tantrums. Climate models have been screaming about increased precipitation volatility for years. Yet somehow, we're still shocked when it hits. Personally, I think this disconnect is fascinating. We talk about climate change like it's a vague, distant threat, but here it is, literally drowning our streets today. What does that say about how we process risk, /n/n? Now, let's dissect the event itself. Authorities are calling for historic rainfall, a phrase that sounds dramatic until you realize it's becoming alarmingly routine. In 2024 alone, we've seen record floods in Dubai, Chile, and now Canada. Coincidence? In my opinion, clinging to that word says more about our denial than the weather. The science here is straightforward, a warmer atmosphere holds more moisture. That math doesn't lie. But what gets me is how we've normalized scrambling last minute to prepare. Sandbags at City Hall. Check. Highway closures at 6 a.m. Check. When did crisis management become our default strategy, /n/n? Here's a deeper layer many miss. This isn't just a weather story, it's an infrastructure story. Take Toronto's subway system, which floods like a clogged sink every time it rains hard. Why? Because much of its drainage was designed for 20th century rainfall patterns. That's not just short-sighted, it's a multi-billion-dollar accounting error. And it's happening everywhere. From Calgary's 2013 floods to Germany's 2021 floods, the pattern repeats. We build for the past while the future drowns us. What's the bigger issue here? Fossil fuel emissions. Sure. But also bureaucratic inertia. Politicians approve budgets for photo ops, not underground drainage megaprojects, /n/n. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. How do we talk about this without sounding like doomsayers? Because here's the thing, panic doesn't help, but neither does apathy. A detail I find fascinating is how communities respond. In Ontario's smaller towns, places like North Bay or Timmins, the resilience feels different than in big cities. Maybe it's because rural areas are used to relying on themselves when help doesn't come fast enough. That raises a deeper question. Are we asking too much of centralized systems? Could hyperlocal preparedness, like decentralized flood barriers or community emergency networks, be the unsung solution here, /n/n? But wait, let's not forget the media angle. CTV's wall-to-wall coverage is both helpful and, let's say, dramatically convenient. Weather disasters are ratings gold, after all. But does wall-to-wall coverage of rainfall maps actually help people prepare? Or does it just create anxiety without actionable insight? What many people don't realize is that sensationalism sells, but it rarely educates. A better approach. Explaining why this storm formed, how it connects to broader trends, and what you can actually do beyond buying bottled water, /n/n. So where does this leave us? With wet shoes and bigger questions. If you take a step back and think about it, every flood is a stress test for society. It reveals cracks in infrastructure, governance, and even our collective mindset. This weekend's rainfall might fade from headlines in a week. But the patterns it represents aren't going anywhere. Which brings me to my closing thought. Are we ready to stop treating these events as once-in-a-lifetime surprises and start admitting they're the new normal? Because the next time the sky opens up, the real test won't be how we survive the storm, but how we use it to finally build a world that's ready for tomorrow's weather.